So if you hear some thunder, you shouldn't, but if you do, it's raining outside. Keep that in mind. So, guess what I finally finished? That's right, Allegiant. I am so sorry. It's taken me like 4 months to read this book. An absolutely ridiculous time to read this, and I'm kind of sorry. Kind of, not really. But I really love this book. Out of the 3 books in the Divergent series, this one has got to be my favorite. It's just cool and well written. One of the biggest problems I had with the book, though, is that we are switching from the first 2 books told purely from Triss's point of view to the last book told from Triss and Tobias' point of view, flipping every chapter. And I've read books like that, but this book, it just, every time I flipped chapters, I like forgot whose point of perspective it was from. And I was like, okay, back to the beginning of the chapter, not reading back from the beginning, but back to the beginning of the chapter to look at whose perspective, which is a nice thing it did there. Thanks, Veronica, because otherwise I would have had a really hard time. Most times when I read books like this, they're in 2 different situations, but because they're so close together, it got really, I was like, whose mind am I reading from now? But other than that, I just really like this book. If you haven't read any of the Divergent series, do it. They're awesome. And if you haven't seen the movie, Veronica Roth's in it, so yeah, go see it. Also, Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort and the guy who plays Tobias, they're all in the movie. I'm so bad. I only know Shailene and Ansel because they're The Fault in Our Stars. Literally, I don't know actors for my life. But yeah, I really, really like this book. I don't want to say too much. It's a nice conclusion to the series. It ends well, and I don't know, somehow it's not an unexpected ending, but at the same time it's unexpected, and I just really like it. I really like this book. I don't know why. It has 526 pages. So I'm gonna get to the little bit of a spoilery bit part, which, if you haven't read the book and you want to read the book before you watch this, I'm going to put a link here, and you guys can skip to either the end or whenever I'm not talking about the spoilery bit. I'm gonna just figure that out later in editing. But you have 4 seconds, get it? I did 4 because 4 is Tobias. Yeah, whatever. Start now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm assuming you still want to stay and watch and see what I'm talking about. So I already had the end spoiled for me because when Tifios was starting, The Fault in Our Stars rather, was starting to come out, someone made a post that says, "Why are you looking at me like that?" And this is from The Fault in Our Stars' point of view. "Why are you looking at me like that?" He's like, "'Cause you look like my dead sister from Abnegatia." And I was like, okay, does that have, what? But I hadn't read I don't think I'd read the 2nd book yet, and I hadn't started the 3rd book, so I was like, well, I mean, I'm assuming she's alive long enough for 3 books, and she was. I am a big person. I always want people to come back, even though that's so not realistic. I don't know. I wanted her to be safe. I wanted her to be like, oh, never mind, she's healed. I love the way Veronica Roth ended the book with him spreading the ashes, I thought that was really cool. And it makes sense why Tobias' point of view was integrated throughout this whole book, because otherwise our narrator would be gone. I guess she could have just changed it over when she died, but I liked the interacting points of view. So if you click the area in the beginning, and you're now here in the video. So overall, I really did enjoy this book a lot. Highly recommend the series. I think it's very interesting. A lot of interesting facts come out in the last book. I was told by many people not to read it because of the way it ends, and it does have a very good ending, a very interesting ending. But the whole book is interesting because it's like, what? How? What? I didn't even know. What? Another cool thing is I was in Chicago when I was reading this book, and I was at Millennium Park, and I was like, oh, this is so cool! So I really, really like that. I definitely recommend Veronica Roth's series, Divergent series, and the 3rd book is my favorite. 3rd book, then it's the 1st book, then it's the 2nd book. Yeah. And I own 4, which is Tobias' story, and I'm going to start reading that in the future. So the next book that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys is this book called Free to Fall. And guess what? It's another 500. Wait, no, it's 400 pages, I think. Let me check. It is 469. I just hit myself. It is 469 pages. I can't wait to review this book for you guys. I am in love with this book. You're probably gonna think, oh well, great, another 4 months. I'm almost done. I have like I have like 80 pages left in this book. And I read it over technically like a month, but that's because I read the first chapter like a month ago. And then in 2 days, I read all of this. Pretty much. It's like, I love this book. I can't wait to finish it to find out what happens. I am super excited. If you see this book and you wanna, you know, try to catch up with me before I get the review out, I'm telling you right now it's good, but I'm gonna get into a bit more detail. I'm gonna try to be making better book reviews because I generally just say it's good. It's good, it's good, read it. But I'm gonna try to be making them a little bit more interesting. And it's by Lauren Miller, so yeah, definitely go get it. I'm going to be reviewing it very, very, very soon. It's like I have a Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. Those 3 are in the description, and so is the previous video, also on the end card. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. It's TheOHMANGO here, and I know as school is starting, or some people have already started school. You're like, how make friends? So, seriously, there's gonna be lots of book stuff happening in November. I'm trying to get you guys hyped for November. November. It's got to do with NaNoWriMo, but it's NaNoWriMo, say me. That's what I say. I'm excited. Bye, guys.